And Benny, your story begins at the edge of the water. You're perched in your chair, eyes fixed on the water, just like you were yesterday and the day before, and just as you plan to be tomorrow. Your train of thought is snapped as a familiar face approaches. And though you have few friends, few are lucky to have a friend as kind as your friend Manta. Hey, Benny.
Manta, how's it going, man?
You hear anything from her yet?
Oh, no, man.
I'm joking.
Been kicking it.
I know it's. He looks towards the water, and you both share a view. And then after a little bit, he says, "Hey, man, I gotta tell you, I don't think we should hang out for a little while."
Wait, why not? What do you mean?
Well, my little sister's got an awfully bad cough, and my aunt says she could be salt sick.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry, Manta.
Well, I don't think she's salt sick. They usually, the young ones don't get that way. But anyways, Benny, I was planning to have tonight to wind down and maybe grab a pint, but the way I see it, I gotta help my folks out. So would you do me a favor?
Yeah, man, I'll do anything. What do you need?
Well, I saved up a little walking around money, and I'd hate to leave you hanging, so take this coin for me and head to the plaza. Drinks on me.
Okay, yeah. Do you need me to... You going with me, or am I going alone?
Well, I can't really be out and about, maybe being, around someone who's salt sick and all.
Okay. I understand.
I don't think she's got it, but, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, man, you can't take a risk like that. I understand. Do you need me to do anything for you while I'm in the plaza?
Just enjoy a cold one for me. I wish I could.
Listen, I'll enjoy at least 3.
He gives you a little, bump elbow to elbow, and then he turns and he heads back the way he came. And as he's leaving, roll perception.
That's +2, so 18.
Two things are immediately clear. One, he gave you like 2 weeks worth of pay for the job that he does, and he doesn't have a lot of money. He's a paycheck to paycheck kind of guy. And as he's leaving, you see him kind of leaning into his shawl that he's wearing and attempting to quietly cough into it.
Aw, beans.
Oh, he's got leprosy. Nuh-uh. Are you serious?
That's fucking
No
good.
way. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And he is pushing on to round 5. Andre, the roar of the crowd distracts you momentarily from the notebook you're scrawling in. You look down into the pit, and you see your brother, Fem Violente, hyping up the crowd and going for a personal record by clearing round 5 in the pit. 9 times Fem Violente is pushed to round 5, and 9 times he's failed. Is the 10th time going to be different? Place your bets. We're getting a show either way. Fem Violente, how do you hype the crowd up?
I hit him with a big ol' wee-ha.
Well, do it.
And then, I guess, I don't know.
Was that the best wee-ha you've got?
Yeah, man, you gotta
do you
use
actually want me to do this?
Yeah, summon it
Yes.
from your chest.
I mean, I'm kind of on fire right now.
No, you're walking through pyrotechnics. You're Fem Violente.
Yeah. To the disdain of everyone.
Roll performance.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You get
Already
about
start-
your average applause. Nothing insane. The gate opens and in comes a gargantuan tiger. Round 5! Here we go! Get it on!
Get over here, pussy. I'm gonna put you in a headlock. I'm gonna give you a noogie.
Round 5 this time for you is a well-fed and healthy tiger from a faraway jungle. The crowd is going crazy while it bares its fangs and you flex at it. Roll initiative.
I'm gonna give it a...
Oh my god!
Nuh-uh.
What?
That's...
Damn.
This is going to be a really good fight.
I'm gonna whip this thing around the neck and try and basically what am I trying to say here? Like almost tie a knot around it so I can fling it over my shoulder and into the ground.
Okay, so you don't want to hit it, you want to grapple it with your whip.
Yeah, I'm trying to grapple this thing and hurl it.
Okay, do your movement however you want to, and then roll.
Bonus action.
Tiger's turn.
Action in combat.
Mm-hmm.
The tiger lunges at you lazily, and you duck it as it passes through you. And the crowd, seeing you do, you were just reflexively a matador by accident. Everyone is clapping, cheering, whistling. There is now nobody looking down into their food.
Using my tassels on my shoulder as kind of like a Horo! I yell that as the tiger, as it dodges past me.
So you want to grapple it, correct? You don't want to hit it?
Yeah, I'm trying to grapple this
okay,
thing.
It's going to make a strength check. It breaks out of your whip.
Nice.
It turns to you. What's your AC?
16.
It lunges directly at your midsection, both fangs out, and you put one hand on its top jaw and one hand on its bottom jaw, and you are walking it in circles, holding it by the head, flexing your arms towards the crowd.
Wee ha ha! Is this like a fight to the death arena? I don't know if we ever decided that.
This
or
is
it
it's fight to KO. People do die here, but usually they try to step in and stop it before then.
I'm about to do a roundhouse. I'm about to roundhouse its ass as soon as I get a chance.
Remember, this is round 5. You've never made it to round 6 before. You've tried 9 times.
I'm definitely about to throw this thing off and then just kick it in the face. Fuck.
You're hitting. Tigers don't have very high armor.
They just have a lot of health.
You did an unarmed strike, right? So that's just flat damage?
+5 to hit. And it's 4 damage.
It feels like your boot got pretty deep into its sternum. You feel a little bit of a give, a crack, a push. Like this tiger has been weakened. It lets out a roar that is also kind of a cough at the same time because its larynx just got booted.
Yeah, bitch. I'm 13 feet tall.
The tiger gets up on its hind legs and jumps towards you, swiping and taking a chunk out of your shoulder. 6 damage.
Does my spiked armor not help me at all?
You've spiked armor?
Yeah.
When did you get that?
It's just my medium armor. It was just one of the options that I chose.
Yeah, I got spiked armor and a whip.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about hurting them,
too
though.
good of armor. I'm going to take that away.
No!
Eat gas, Judah.
Chad's like, how does it feel?
You take 6 damage. The crowd, now that blood has been drawn on both sides, are really into this.
Fuck.
You're hitting.
If this is any indication of how this is going to go.
The tiger kind of yelps and steps back a little bit and kind of takes an angle at you. I want you to roll your choice. You can roll animal handling, nature, survival, or perception.
+2.
You notice this round 5 is a little bit easier, or at least substantially easier than the last round 5s that you've done. You used to really hit a wall at this round. And you assume that your training has just paid off and you've gotten to be a lot stronger. Meanwhile, Criella, it smells terrible here. It smells like rotting wood and misplaced corpses. You're at a familiar place that most lifelong citizens of Theon couldn't even find. Somewhere by a bridge in the worst corner of the city, you pass 2 hulking thugs to a fish market that's never sold a fish. You're reporting to your boss, Hesh Bianchi. Hesh isn't really your boss in the sense that he's higher in the company. You don't really have a company, but you owe Hesh money. So you work for Hesh now. You meet him alone in the usual spot, but he's never alone. You feel the piercing stare of at least a dozen fellow outlaws watching. My plan's gone well so far, Criella. Your end should be the easy part. So easy, really, I'm not sure it counts for your whole bill with me.
Nothing new from you, then.
Listen, kid, here's the scoop. So Violente's making it to round 5 tonight. He's got a dream lineup of easy fights. Now, round 5, word has it, it's going to be an alpha tiger from Borlo No shot he wins that without some help. And we won't even have to touch the money. If we bet on the crazy odds, Violente wins round 5, money gets traced to us and we're screwed. So we're going to play a little bit of a slower game than that.
Sounds good. What do you need me to do?
That's the thing about this Violente guy. Absolute moron. He always bets on himself. A lot, too. No telling how much he's down with 9 straight losses. He's going to cash out tonight. He's going to celebrate at the plaza, and you're going to take it from him. Good old-fashioned thief work.
Really? That's it? That's all you got for me? All right.
Well, like I said, I got it under control. Funny thing is, I already poisoned the tiger. He does the hesh, where he disappears. Vim Violente versus the tiger. Kill the tiger. It's day 1. This is an introduction. Kill the tiger. Use kill. Cast kill on tiger.
I'm going for that grapple.
Are you telling me you want to suplex this tiger?
No, with the whip. Like, I'm trying to wrap this bitch up.
Aw, the whip suplex. Tiger's turn. Straight at you.
Motherfucker. Are you serious?
Woo! That's how you take a turn in D&D, baby. Roll the dice. 12. He's hitting.
12. Oh, that's not good. So wait, I just don't have armor anymore?
No. You're level 1.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I mean, how much does it hit for?
It's hitting for 7. You have Stone's Endurance. You need to blow it. That's unbelievable. By my count, you have 1 hit point left, but this is where Fem Violente shines. And instead of trying to strength contest a tiger, maybe he just kicks it in the head this time.
So wait, the
crowd loves an underdog. You've never made it, and you're like really bloodied and fucked up.
So I have 1 HP.
You bring yourself back to your feet.
I'm gonna whip it. I'm gonna whip its paw or its front, right in the chest. Hey, that's got a hit.
You're hitting. The tiger staggers backwards and then falls over unconscious, and you hear the ring of the bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
Ooh. And then
The crowd erupts, jumping. People are falling into the pit. The guards are having to rush and like stop people. What a spectacular show! You are not distracted from your nerdy sorcery books at all. The announcer tries to cut over the crowd, and he says, "And with that upset, KO Fem Violente joins the elite as a round 5 champion. We hope to see you push higher rounds yet, Violente."
All fucked up and bloodied.
Then Violente, you collect your purse for the fight as well as your winnings from the table for betting on yourself. Crowd follows you in kind of like a makeshift parade to fill the tavern at the square. Do you feel like anything weird happened?
I feel like I'm almost dead.
Andre, you are pushing through the crowd, kind of behind the giant wave of people. Still scrawling, transcribing, and studying your notes on magic. Benny, you were fortunate enough to get to Pints at the Plaza a mere 15 minutes before the massive wave of people poured in from the pit. I have some questions for you, Benny. Do you keep up with the Pit Fighters leaderboards?
I'm familiar with them. I'm not like a diehard fan. I don't really go, but you know.
I know that he's not like a top 15 fighter or anything, but are you aware of Fem Violente?
I think I could just piece together the bloodied man with tassels on his arms.
He's a hell of a character, and I mean, just being around town, you will see this guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I recognize him from around town, and he always has people around him calling him Fem, and I've heard the name before.
He even shops hard as shit. Mr. Violente, how are you celebrating your victory?
I mean, I've got like steaks all over my body, and I'm just pounding beers.
Place yourself however you want to in the tavern.
By steaks, I mean like raw meat, because I am beat to shit.
You are swollen, bruised, and gangrenous, and that's not going to stop the party.
All right. I just I limp over to this barrel or over here and just like I just grab it and start drinking out of it.
Andre, do you join in or do you hide somewhere and go study some more? What do you do?
No, I absolutely joined.
Mr. Violente, Constitution check. You suck down a bunch of ale from that barrel. The guy behind the bar is taking a bunch of tally marks for about how many pints you're going for as you go.
His name is Teeth. Hey,
That's
Teeth.
that's Kobe. Yeah.
Talon, I gotta say, just real quick, Talon, this looks really good.
Thank you. I have made a lot of these.
Hey, Teeth. I'm just gonna drink a lot tonight, so you just try and keep count, all right?
No worries, fam. I can count crazy high.
You can count liquids, right?
He's serving up more people and throwing fresh filled ale to the barmaidens scattered around the room, just attempting to service this giant crowd. Criella, you had time to plan ahead. You knew who was going to be here and what level of shit show it was going to be. How do you want to go about this? How are you getting in the building? What's your strategy?
Where are the entrances?
There is the front door, rear window here on the first floor, and if you climb a tree, you might be able to get into the dry storage upstairs.
Let's do the more badass thing and climb the tree.
All right, give me an athletics check.
You are one athletic dude.
Yeah, we rolled the shit out of our characters.
That sat on 20. I apologize.
You get you get up the tree, and then you leap for the windowsill, and your finger hits flush on the glass and makes that like squeaky skin on glass noise, attracting the attention of one of the barmaidens who comes to investigate. You're not necessarily found out, but you know from experience that that's probably not going to be an entrance anymore.
How high am I up in the air?
11 feet.
Okay, I go ahead and drop down and then try to enter through the window.
Just make a flat-out stealth check. The people that are in here are all pretty drunk.
Plus 8. Man, I'm 13, but
You get in, and you are not sure if you've been seen, but you think you did a good job.
Hell yeah. I'm going to still try to have a low profile, so I'm going to try to sit down I'm going to try to go to that table and sit down and just kind of observe the room. I'm
All right.
supposed to-
Whoa, little lady. What are you doing over here? I only want dicks near me.
We're
I don't
learning a
think
lot
we'll
about
see her.
Femme Violente.
I don't think she's looking at her.
I think he's just kind of blasé addressing all women. You know? He seems like that kind of guy.
If you're a woman, don't come near me. I only like penis.
Okay.
I completely ignore him and still walk by and just sit down at the table quiet.
You know, I take this opportunity. I walk up over to Fem and I'm just like, "Hey, you're Femme Violente, right? You're one of the fighters at the pit."
Yes, I am. And who are you, cutie?
Well, my name's Benny, and thank you. You look kind of messed up, man. Did you win tonight? You seem like you're celebrating, but you look like you shouldn't be.
Oh, I feel like hell.
I like your moxie, man. And I just like grab him on the shoulder and I use Cure Wounds. And I heal him a D8 plus 2. 5.
That's pretty good.
Well, thank you very much, stranger. I do appreciate that. And I tip my hat to him. And I
Oh,
say,
yeah,
next round's on me.
Okay, sounds like a plan. And then hold on. So was he just guzzling from like a huge hole that I imagine is like 6-inch diameter beer
Yeah.
rushing out?
Well, he plugged it back up.
Okay, well, yeah, when he says that, I just step up and I undo that plug, and it's just way too much for my face. Like, it's just pouring all over me and soaking me. And I'm just drinking the beer that I catch.
Easy there, little guy.
Roll Constitution, Benny. Roll it at advantage, because you've got kind of a helper's high right now. You feel pretty inspired.
Oh, yeah.
It
You
hits the
said-
spot. You get to that, like, magic couple beers type of buzz.
Thank you much, sir. And I wipe my face with my forearm, you know, like a toddler with a runny nose.
What is Andre doing again in this situation?
What are you doing, Andre?
I'm just looking out.
He's
Looking
DD
out for what?
for
Are you
rogues.
like
There's rogues in here. You're at a
I'm
tavern.
watching this Kobe eat.
are you like a weird introvert just chilling at the corner?
At this time, while you guys are discussing this, the band in front of the fireplace count off kind of a 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, Fim, this is my song. And I grab him by the hand and drag him over here.
Are you guys
Then I
dancing
start-
together?
Yeah, I start
Actually,
just
I don't-
killing it.
Performance.
my
If you're
guy
dancing,
to be-
performance.
My guy isn't just strictly gay. He's definitely bi.
Thanks for clarifying.
No, I
Plus 1, 18.
oh yeah.
You are inventing dance moves that didn't exist in this time.
Jesus. I get up and walk to one of the pillars and lean back and am begrudgingly enjoying the show.
So you're really scoping out the room. I want you to make a perception check, Creel.
Okay. Go
This
ahead and roll
is
for me, John.
Shakira, right?
Yeah, this is Hips Don't Lie medieval
Okay,
version.
I thought it-
As you make your way to where were you headed?
I was just going to lean on one of the two. Let's go with the far right pillar and just lean on it and just kind of watch the show.
You are looking around the room to kind of gauge your level of exposure. See who's drinking and who's watching. Are there any guards? And one particular person catches your eye. It is a familiar face from Hesh's group. It's not uncommon for them to send kind of an insurance guy along to make sure that everything's going all right. You share a knowing glance with your mate by the bookcase over here.
Don't think
I
I
know
don't notice these things.
My guy just straight up looks like Randy Savage.
No, I mean absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's like a Randy Savage. It looks like
Yeah,
Randy Savage with Carter's face.
He's actually a dwarf, but I just scaled him way up.
That's awesome.
Is there another song that's starting? Are we still dancing?
I just
Oh,
started-
Fim, this is my song too.
They're kind of a one-trick band.
I see that. Okay, yeah, I get back to dancing, and then I just, as I casually perceive the room, I see this fellow in the top hat over here in the corner.
hmm
And I do the fake fishing reel thing. I run over here and throw a fake fishing hook on him and start trying to pull him onto the dance floor.
He's looking at you very confused. He does not
Yeah.
know what's happening. Here, let me roll.
Yeah, I mean,
for
I
him.
point at him and do the come hither thing. Like, I make very clear, you need to be on this dance floor, top hat, man.
He makes a terrified face and points over to his right.
Okay.
You look, and when you look back, he's gone.
Okay, I then just moonwalk back onto the dance
That
floor.
son of a bitch.
He's like a Halo skull. You found the Garfield.
Was that actually Garfield?
Bobblehead and Fallout. We're gonna find Garfield in all these crowded rooms.
So I've been busting.
Yeah, I'm really just back to dancing and vibing with Fim and, like, just,
Hey Andre, I need you to bust it open.
You don't know about this man.
And I get hyped from all this and say, drinks on me.
Oh wow!
way ahead of you, and I start
Birdman.
doing front handsprings to the bar.
Make an athletics check. That's a pretty stud thing to do.
Don't you feel little?
Oh God!
Oh no.
You immediately injure yourself.
I keep dancing and like finger gunning, but I'm noticeably limping over. to
You're
the
now
bar.
crawling with
Yeah,
a bum hip.
I say, hey baby, that wasn't cool.
I, limp over here. Would Teeth know me? Is going to the plaza a big deal for me? I don't know how far it is from my shack.
Not really. It's kind of the central hub of everything.
Okay.
But like,
yeah, so-
for you, it's like you don't usually have like spending money to come here.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Mr. Violente, you are called over to this table as you are noticed by someone, and you are signing autographs for them.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I'm happy to see y'all not paying attention to anybody that might be about to rob me. What's going on?
I have been your biggest fan ever since today when you almost died to the tiger.
Oh, really now? Well, let me
Well, I'm
sign
not
that.
gonna
in
lie,
blood.
man. Looked like kind of a suck-ass tiger.
Hey, you take that shit back.
I don't know. It just feels kind of rigged is all.
All right, I'm gonna roll to intimidate this guy, and I'm just gonna spit the biggest loogie on him.
That's assault.
Plus
Oh! And he like falls down from the force of the loogie.
2. Yeah, it was a strong one.
He gets back up and says, "You'll pay for this," and he like runs out.
I was about to say, I take my football-sized chewing tobacco out of my mouth. throw it at his ass.
Disregard what that guy said.
Thank you. I know who my true fans are, even if they've only been supporting me for a mere hour.
I start making my way back, holding a beer for me and Finn, like 2 beers.
I get slightly closer to Finn, and I want to do either investigation or perception check to see if I can notice where his money is.
Okay.
Oh man, it's loose. Like it's all. You see the top of my hat.
You stride in front of the band, keeping a low profile, and move to this next pillar.
+6.
It is hanging on the back of his belt by a single string that you could cut with, your finger if you're swift enough with it.
Do I notice my pseudo partner do anything, or is he still just watching?
He begins to walk forward kind of knowingly, and he gives you a little wink and starts stumbling around as if he were really drunk.
Well, look at that guy. He looks really drunk.
That guy can't hold his liquor.
Yeah, and I'm like grabbing Finn's shoulder and violently pointing at this guy.
He pushes this guy down and says, "Watch where you're going." But this guy gets up and he says, "Hey pal, are we having a problem here?"
During the ruckus, the mayhem perhaps, I slowly get closer and using one of my... I'm going to be careful and use one of my darts to cut off the pouch and just go ahead and start slowly walking away.
Dude, I think you could just walk up and grab it. I'm pretty fucked up.
As you
Listen, man, we're drunk
make
as
your
milk.
motion and you walk forward, you are tunnel vision, hyper focused on this bag of money. That'll get you one step closer to being free from Hesh. You realize that for about a whole second now, the room has been completely silent. Something awful. Because of how everyone's looking, you know they heard it too. You turn towards the center of the room. You see something unexplainable. It's a large gangly mass made of flesh or rock or gems, something. In some places it seems like it's held together by nothing at all. This monster didn't appear, it stepped through the air like someone would step through a door. It moves in sudden, short twitches, and it appears to be surveying the room. What do you do?
Yeah, I nudge Finn and I'm like, "Hey, you see this thing, right?"
Yeah, time to lickety split.
The room you are in is full of capable and dangerous adventurers, and even the most well-traveled among them appear completely bewildered and terrified.
This motherfucker's 30 feet tall.
Yeah, man, I think we need to make a tree and leaf. And I get his attention. And I just nudge Finn again and I'm like, "Alright, you need to be ready to skedaddle, bub."
Yeah, I'm just creeping over towards the stairwell.
Its head
I'm creeping behind them.
is twitching around the room, looking around, and then with its body still facing you, its head snaps to 180 degrees towards the door, and then it steps backwards through whatever it stepped through to get here, through the air, appeared and gone without leaving anything behind. About a second after it's gone, you hear a booming thud from outside. It sounds like if someone were to drop a 500-pound bag of flour onto a hard surface. The door
Sounds like
opens.
a Doom character.
The door opens and enters the king of Theon himself, Vin Cato. Those who were frozen from fear are now even more confused, and those who are lost in their drinks seem to have almost sobered up. Everybody here make a perception check.
Jesse and I see everything.
+3, 9.
Plus...
I'd like to take this opportunity to kind of describe King Vin Cato and what he looks like. This
You see, as tall as he is, because he's dwarfing Finn.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a human, though. He's wearing regal clothes that are still sensible for combat. It looks like he's a very prepared man. His eyes glow like if you were to see an animal at night and shine a flashlight on it, that kind of dim amber glow is sort of always happening if his eyes meet yours directly. They're backlit. His hair...
Like a Kindle.
His hair is graying, with flecks of dark brown and gold in it. Anyone who rolled 12 or higher, watch in like bullet time slow motion as his face goes from a look of absolute wrath to a jovial and warm smile, and he motions towards the band. Don't stop now, it's my birthday! They kind of ease back into a tempo, and he says, what kind of celebration is this for a king's birthday? Nobody pays their tab tonight, it's on the kingdom! And he raises a fist, and the party erupts back into full swing. The barmaidens are filling each and every mug with something cold.
Yeah, we're raising our taxes to pay for this. Woo!
The king
I walk up,
grabs...
I'm like, hey, King Vinny, I'm Benny.
What? I can't hear you over the party. He's just kind of walking around the room doing like party face, and everyone's looking at him. He doesn't.
He's the party god.
He doesn't come to these places ever. This may be the first time he's ever attended a tavern in his own kingdom. Kind of strolling the room and giving blank greetings to everyone and looking around.
I'm like immediately terrified because the idea of like any sort of authority figure in this tavern immediately might prevent me from getting my target. So I quickly but definitely move towards Finn and desperately try to get his money and try to get out the window before I get him.
Make a stealth check against King Vin Cato.
The man with glowing eyes.
Also, he does have the halo thing behind him. That's a real thing.
His stealth check went pretty well. I imagine Jesse's stealth is like +5.
Yeah. Let's say you nab it. You nab it and you get over here. King Vin is still going around the party for a little bit, and then he hops onto a table in the middle of the bar, and he says, let's have a toast. Not to our kingdom, but to the powers above that so graciously help keep it in order. When I raise my glass, let's all say the name of our reverence, in honor of what we've built in the last quarter century. He raises his glass. The room is filled with people yelling, Gaz, Rayon, Cherim, Tarsha.
I say, irreverent.
Yeah, I'm noticeably quiet. And when Fim says irreverent, I look over and I'm like, wait, you're irreverent, man? Really? I am too.
Roll
It's
perception.
I imagine I haven't seen the king before, so it will be hard for me to tell if he's different or like weird.
You may have seen him from afar at a parade or waving from the castle walls during some bullshit festival, but
Yeah,
never
either way,
seen.
I only get 11, so I wanted to notice it anyway.
You notice that his face went back to being callous and observant for just a flash while he declared the toast before returning to being a merry old man. Well, I have to be off to my next celebration. Everybody drink your fill. And he leaves and shuts the door, and after a moment you hear another like booming noise and then a little bit of whistling.
Well, that was weird and kind of unnerving, quite frankly.
Yeah, that was definitely odd. I don't know what that was all about. He didn't seem too happy though.
Yeah, he seemed, I don't know. Hey, Fim's brother, what'd you think of it?
He seems out of touch.
Man, did you notice anything, or?
Well,
I'm just desperately trying to get the crowd just like, holy fucking shit.
I believe there's some magical stuff going on with this boy.
You're a sorcerer.
No, not with him. No, with the king. You said to have...
Yeah, the god that I would like. I have a god that I really should have picked, but I don't because I'm mad she's the only god who doesn't speak to us. But yeah, so I'm immediately like, why would he want to know that? Why would he? Hey, you said you're irreverent, right?
Yeah, I'm irreverent. I haven't decided that. I'm just curious if we were the only three.
I'm just wondering if, he was just paying attention to who has what gods or how many gods, or if they're like, I don't know. I'm always worried weird stuff's going to happen to me because I'm irreverent. And now I found out you are too. Do you know anybody else who is, Fim?
Well, my brother Andre over there, but other than that, it's just us three.
You
Wait,
hear
you both are?
You hear kind of like whispers and table conversation from the folks naturally eavesdropping on the champ. They're kind of talking about how crazy it is that there's 3 Irreverent in one building. That's very unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, I've never met another Irreverent. Now the king happened to show up when there are 3 of us. I don't know that was a coincidence, guys. I'm not going to lie to you, and especially with that weird beast thing that came in first. It was definitely related to the king. Either the king has an evil beast that scopes things out for him, or it was the king, or the second thing wasn't really the king, and it was the beast pretending to be the king. That's my 3 conspiracy theories. Can I be wearing a tinfoil hat in canon?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great.
I kind of
Yes.
stop, and when I hear they're talking about Irreverent, I'm kind of like, really? But they're all here? Interesting. But then I realize, wait, I probably should look for my partner first. And so I start looking for my partner to make sure they're not, like, compromised in any way.
He's gone, and so
I
is the
would
guy
like to-
that he was kind of scuffling with.
Get the tab.
Okay. Maybe I'm not fully convinced they're gone yet, so I have to start walking around and make sure they're not anywhere where our plan could possibly be compromised.
Okay, you have the package, don't you?
Yes, but I'm kind of curious about their conversation, so my excuse is I'm looking for my partner, but I kind of am still overhearing their conversation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I imagine it's like never happened where there's 3, but then he knows there's 4 in a building at the same time. Like
Yeah.
there's like single digit in the kingdom Irreverent. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Something
yeah.
of
So
a profile, but I'm looking for my partner, quote unquote, but I'm mostly listening to their conversation.
Well, that all sure was odd. I don't know. I don't know if it's dampened my mood, but something's definitely not right.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still getting plastered for my good pal Manta.
You are in Theon Plaza, the central market hub location for the whole kingdom and home to most shops. Central location will connect you to a lot of places. You can get to the castle here, you can get to the Reach from here, you can get to Warm Kiln, and you can get to High Loft. I mean, the guards might not let you into High Loft or the castle, but
So we're just outside the bar now. We all just left
yeah,
together.
this is the bar right here, Pints at the Plaza.
Okay, yeah. I walk up to this group of guys. Let's say these 3 on the left in particular. I'm like, hey, have you guys been out here for the last 20 or so minutes?
We no.
All right, I'm back.
They look scared.
Wait, should I be freaked out, guys? I'm getting some weird vibes from you.
No,
We about to
it's okay. It's okay. It's just for the sake of the kingdom, I hold my tongue. And he kneels.
So wait, you were out here when the king came to the bar, right? Was that loud thud, like him landing or something?
He kind of eyes over to a crater in front of the door.
Follow-up question. Did you guys see a weird black monster thing?
Now he looks confused. Huh?
Okay, I guess not. Maybe they were unrelated.
See, Benny, I took it more as they weren't related, and that it must have passed through some sort of barrier the king has in place, and he came to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just following up on that. There's a few different things. They were definitely related. That was not a coincidence.
Chad's not canon.
I'm just wondering why they. I pull Fem over here, like kind of away from him. I was like, hey, did you notice they seemed spooked? Like they didn't want to talk about the king, or like I'm not imagining this, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he put the fear of gods in them or what.
Criella, roll perception.
Not bad.
Hey,
You see all.
Okay.
You notice each of the people in front of the door have a large coin-sized little spot in their back pocket, and you take it that their silence was paid for.
Trying to decide if I want to steal.
You already have you have like $5,000 in your pocket, and you're gonna go pick up a 20 off this guy.
I find that interesting because I generally don't trust authority, and I'm still kind of curious about this weird group of people that call themselves Irreverent, and I'm not going to share that information with them yet, but, I'm still going to observe and see what they end up doing, I think, at this point.
Interested in the fact that there's more Irreverent here.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
I
all
think
amazed that there are 3, and she's over there amazed that there are 4.
We don't have any like special abilities because of that, though, right?
You kind of do.
Oh,
I think it just means that we're in general stronger than your average. Like that's why we're irreverent. Is like all the gods want us,
Also,
or any god would take us.
Very,
so we can...
very important game mechanic. Very core, important thing to this campaign. If you are reverent to a god, they know where you are, what you say. They're watching. If you are reverent to God A, God B does not know any of those things without direct interaction with one of his people. The gods are trickable. They can be fooled. They don't know everything. And they are involved in matters of statecraft, making irreverent people very important to them because those are blank spots. They don't know what you guys are doing without you guys being like directly spied on and someone reporting to them. They really want you to be reverent to them because typically irreverent people are more gifted, smarter, stronger, faster, whatever. Like Fate has a much better lot cast for irreverent people, and they don't want the blank spots, so they want you.
Is it safe to assume like they're all more powerful than the king and everything? Like yada yada yada. Like they're like actual gods that can just wipe the floor with earth.
Who knows?
Okay.
We'll find out.
Because my character by the well.
Yeah.
I just go and sit down, I guess, on the side of the well and just kind of still scouting out things, trying to figure out what this group's about.
All right.
Well, this sure is odd. Benny, have you ever thought about maybe becoming or following a god?
Yeah, really. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to follow Tarsha. I mean, I live for the ocean. I'm a water genasi. You know, I grew up on the beach. I live for the water. I want to spend my life in the water, but I just don't think I can follow one who doesn't speak to us, who doesn't care about the world anymore. Like, out of all the gods, the one that I should have, by all means, been one or been reverent to, just doesn't speak to us. So I just decided I'm at least going to look at the other ones, and you know, I just don't want to give Tarsha the satisfaction, assuming that she does still pay attention to us at all.
I love a good spy. Andre, I know you hadn't in the past, but at this point, have you decided if you'll ever follow one, or do any of them sound enticing?
I need to be told more about him.
Man, you are simple.
I keep looking over at those guys that we just talked to because they were acting so sketch, and I'm just paying attention to see how they're acting and if they're like still seem skittish and worried.
They're a little bit more relaxed now. Whatever they saw was clearly very shocking and very out of place, and they had to figure out a way to deal with it right then.
The king is loving, right? Everybody loves the king around here. He's a great king. Why did those guys seemed almost scared or upset to have seen him?
I would like to submit to you the train of thought that he did land there.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been I don't know why they'd be paid. Well, I guess I haven't noticed that, so I'm struggling to not use someone else's knowledge.
Do either of y'all know which of the gods is most popular around these parts? I don't really take any interest in politics.
There's a fair spread of representation around everything because there's a lot of godlike duties that need to be done. The people that are reverent take up a service in the name of their god, and on their like holy day, on the Sunday of this world, everyone goes out and does that job. So the people that are reverent to like Gaz, the death god, well, someone has to dig graves. It's going to be those guys. They go do that. Or the people that are reverent to Tarsha believe that the sea will favor them on the holy day. So those are the days where they go on voyages or move a bunch of trade stuff.
Which one sounds enticing to you, Andre?
Tarum.
Whenever you say that name, you hear a voice fade into your head. Andre, dude, how's it going?
Radical.
What have you been up to, my man?
Who is talking?
I'm Cherum, dude.
Tarum, the god I'm supposed to be following?
Whoa, have you made that decision already? I mean, that's great, dude. I can get you to the nearest priest. We can get your ink fixed, bro. You gotta get your tattoo changed, bro.
Well, what are you selling?
Dude, like once a day you can touch a tree and I'll make you an apple. You can eat it.
Will that apple give me health?
It will give you apple flavor.
Hmm.
But it's a little harder if it's raining.
Well, I might get back with you tomorrow about whether or not you're gonna be my god.
I really want you to to jump on board, dude. Let's get natural. You feel me?
I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Harlan.
You're just invoking gods in the town square.
These two are gonna go at them.
I want you to know that what you are doing could lead you down. Hello, Andre.
Chad's just starting a bidding war.
While he's sitting there, like, only the white of his eyes showing, talking to himself, mumbling, I grab him and start walking away. I'm like, hey man, your brother's losing it. We gotta go.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. He's always been a strange one, but, he's got my back. I'd really prefer not to leave him, but, man, I think he might be possessed. It sure is weird.
Let's just go over to Carl's Sortatorium. I want to see what they have in stock. And when we come out, maybe he'll be normal again.
I think I'd like to do that too. Not having armor really kicked my ass in last. Right, and I've got all this. Money. Right,
what about your money? What about your money, my guy?
It's gone. Ah!
All your money's gone?
All my money is gone. Oh no, that was the farthest I'd ever made it to. Fuck!
I'm just kind of snickering at their dumbassness.
Well,
I think I'm gonna go rampage on that well over there.
Your brother's been made a fool of. Nice. That's kind of my thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Maybe you should handle his finances.
Yeah, can I go ahead and have it?
Oh, I've got a terrific idea, Andre, an offer you can't refuse. If you can amass 5,000 gold and call me, I have a plan.
And I get what in return?
Due time, Andre.
You're just asking if the trickster god what up.
Yeah, you think the trickster god is going to...
I was going to say, I lose interest in what's going on because it just seems like they're calling to random gods or something weird's going on. So I decided to go ahead and start walking back to my boss just to give him the money so I can...
Perfect. Your gate that you would go through would be the reach. So I'm going to kind of start meandering you this way.
Well, hey, Fim, look at the bright side, man. We got out of that bar without paying for all those drinks that you don't have any money for now.
That is true. I guess I won't have any debts, but it's still unfortunate what happened. You think that it could have? I just wonder who it could have been, when it could have happened. Right here, I thought I was being careful.
It probably happened when all that crap was going on in the tavern.
I guess carrying my money on the top of my hat just around the bill, it probably wasn't a good idea.
But it looked cool. It did look very cool.
It did look cool. Worth it.
Hey, you live and you learn. I mean, I didn't really learn anything, and I would do it again, but you live.
As you are examining your morality, you feel a hand on your shoulder. Criella, you know who this guy is, and the plate he's wearing is embossed with the royal crest of Theon.
Afternoon. How are you doing today, sir?
He's a big man. He wears glasses under his helmet.
Nerd.
He is the basically general of all of the military prowess of the Kingdom of Theon. He wants to make sure that you are Criella, and he looks down and he sees your hand in your pocket with all the gold. Oh, now don't say anything to get yourself in worse trouble. Don't just come with me, and everything's gonna be a-okay. You're under arrest.
Well, you can't just tell me everything's gonna be a-okay and then tell me.
Whoa! Look, you gotta trust old Carlisle on this one. Hey, if you don't make a scene, then you don't not have two legs.
Anyone else near us?
No. You are kind of in the residential area of people that live in the square, and those people go out at night.
I say that. Yeah. Okay. That sounds nice.
Alrighty. He places a hand on your shoulder, and you feel magic course through your shoulder into your spine, down through your waist. And you are now basically affixed to his armor.
Shit.
Nice and easy now. Come on, we're just gonna turn right around, and he's walking you back through the plaza. You're about halfway to the Theon Castle gate. Yeah, you just see him walking back to the castle with someone in a hood, and you think maybe they got into a bar fight and he was just kind of there. You can roll if you want to try to figure out more.
I have my hand on my short sword and was waiting for an opportunity to cut off his hand, assuming that like his hand would be stuck with whatever clothing.
Is that something that you want to do?
You will soon learn.
It doesn't matter what he would do. It matters what Criella would do. Do you attempt to cut Carlisle's hand off?
Is that a little gazebo near us?
Yeah, something like that.
I'd like to distract Carlisle in conversation and attempt to throw my bag of money in a spot that's not easily perceived near the gazebo.
How exactly do you want to do that? And then I want you to roll sleight of hand.
I'm going to just talk about, isn't it kind of strange how dark it is over in this corner? I thought there were some lights on. And I'm going to cast darkness. And then as it's a little bit darker, I throw my bag in the general direction of the gazebo and kind of hope it's out of the way and not seen.
Roll sleight of hand.
Ugh.
You throw it, darkness clears, and he's just standing still. As soon as the darkness happened, he kept his hand on your shoulder and stood still and paid attention to the rest of his senses. He didn't feel you move, but he heard something. And he says, all right, no more pranks. And then he kind of knees you in the back above the ass where it hurts. As you go through the door, he turns to the guards and says, can you check this block?
I curse his name in both Infernal and Thieves' Cant.
Okay, so fuck you, Carlisle. Infernal is a hellish language.
Yes, I curse his name in a hellish language.
He loves it. Meanwhile,
I watched them walk away, but then when they got away, I just kind of go towards ignoring it. And I'm like, man, I can't believe you lost all your money. I do have this one gold coin my friend gave me.
What? Let's go into Webley's Wonders.
I have a feeling I might know who runs this shop.
you stroll up to Webley's Wonder, Strahan Webley.
Hey, Webley, what's going on, man?
Hello! Welcome to my Webley's Wonders. I'm sick at magic. Woo! He's wearing garments that are mostly blue with stars and cutouts of stars in them to kind of indicate that he's where the magic's at.
Webley, what's your best wonder?
Oh man, boy howdy, do you not have enough money for it? He jumps down.
He might.
He produces a list.
But what is this rock to mud?
Oh, you can transform any rock into mud. Once.
Okay. One time?
Good luck.
I figured you were talking to the gods earlier. Did you decide on one already?
No, I didn't like either of them.
Yeah, it's because they're all stupid.
Well, I mean,
I want to talk to Gauze.
Roll Constitution.
You die. Well, at least I have my other brother.
You get a splitting headache as your mind attunes to yet another astral being while drunk. Hello, Andre.
Is this Gauze?
Are you shopping around, boy?
Yeah, but I fucking lost. Can you give me some money?
You're gonna ask the god of death for money.
You don't need money, Andre.
Ooh.
You're gonna die one day.
Oh, creatures like you, the bleeding, you need time. Maybe we could strike a deal.
I'm open. What do you?
But I'm afraid I'm closed, Andre. You've
Closed?
made yourself a very attractive applicant. To make a deal with death, you have to live a little more life.
What do I have to give up?
Everything. And then you feel the connection sever.
I think I'm about to head back to my shack. It's getting pretty late.
pretty sure I heard you say the water goddess's name, and nothing happened to you. Man, she really doesn't give a shit.
Yup. The one I was born for is the only one that's silent out of the whole bunch. If I asked any of the rest of them, I think they'd come running. They might not beg for me, obviously. They're still gods at the end of the day, but they'd all appreciate me except the one I was born for. I'm gonna go sit on the beach and stare at the sea and think about how much I hate its god.
I'm probably gonna go try and win everything back. Andre, you coming?
You two brothers head on back to Warm Kiln, where you kind of have a shed put up. Benny heads back towards the reach, but before he gets to the door, make a perception check.
Nat 20, easy peasy, aw beans. Plus 2 is 11.
Bonk. You black out.
Oh.
Another very high person in the Theon government, someone who's a direct counselor to the king. He's kind of a douchebag. He's still really powerful. He goes, "Hello, brothers.
Well, what can we do you for?
Oh, Finn, may I shake your bloodied hand?"
I'm not sure we know each other, but sure.
"Oh,
Put her there.
certainly you know who I am." "Well, it's not every day I get to introduce myself." He does the worst curtsy. He says, "My name is Aran, and I'm a direct counselor to King Vin Cato himself."
Well, what do we have the honor of having you so near us tonight?
"I should be asking you the same thing. I'm here to offer you an invitation to celebrate.
I do
What
like
is
the
it?
party.
Your
Will there-
story
will
is
there be
incredible. What is it you need? Fim Violente's brother is your name now?
My name is
Sir!
Andre.
And he goes up and he grabs Fim Violente's hand again. He says, Your story is so inspiring. To come up from the bottom, to make all that money off just hard work and determination and grit. That's the Theon spirit, wouldn't you say? Please come to a banquet. Your honor."
Well, I'd be honored, but I don't go anywhere normally without my brother Andre. Andre, what do you think?
We need
Oh,
one.
we'll come. It's not every day that we'll
one.
get to meet the king twice.
"Oh, fantastic. Won't you come with me now?"
Well, I mean, my appearance is a little blemished.
"Oh, that's fine. We can get you sutured up."
Well, as long as it doesn't bother my tassels, I'm on board.
"Fantastic. Turn around and go through the castle gates." "Oh, please keep going. Just keep going." And something smells funny. Nothing smells funny. You're through the gate on the great verdant walk up to the castle, and things start getting a little wavy. You're not sure if it's what you had to drink or all the wounds you sustained or how tired you are or whatever, but you kind of just give in to sleep, and as you go down, you notice that the guards are shutting the gate behind you, and they're covering their noses.
Oh, well, Andre, looks like we've been had.
You don't know where you are. Any of you.
Ooh.
You are tied down, completely restrained, exhausted, dehydrated. You don't know what time it is. You don't know how long you've been out. But before you is Carlisle. And whenever he sees that all of you've come to, he kind of looks around, taps his knuckles on the wall behind him. Oof, we're really getting off to a rough start, aren't we?
Yeah, wait, why am I here, man? I wasn't even... What'd I do?
Where are your tattoos?
If you're a reverend, you still have a tattoo. Everybody has a tattoo.
Oh.
He walks up to you and he pulls back, revealing your tattoo. And he says, "You are important. You've been dealt a unique hand, and I am ever so sorry, and I hope you'll forgive me. And I hope against hope that one day you'll come to trust me." And he says, "You have
Sexually.
something that we need, that the kingdom needs, and that all people need." And he removes his helmet, and then his shoulder plates, reveals to you his shoulder, his tattoo. It is Irreverent. And he says,
Oh,
"You have discretion." And then he points up.
interesting. But that means none of the gods can see us in here, right?
He nods. "There are things that cannot be known. I have a favor to ask of you."
I mean, you got me a free drink earlier. I'll do pretty much anything you want, Vinny.